Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you can do for this channel is smash the like button the way that female high school teachers smash their students, so this video reaches a wider audience. And now on with the memes. Number one, this should be everyone right now. Everyone is stuck in their own little world on their phone. Apparently this is also how kids walk between classes in high school because they're getting their fix in because in the classroom they aren't allowed to have their phones. Phones are just the latest version of this. In the past, people were attached to their newspapers, and now it's mobile devices. If I was a kid today, I'd be bringing newspapers and reading them in class. That's what I did in university. Up next is another case of enrichment in London. A woman tried to storm a migrant hotel with a meat cleaver when she found an asylum seeker in there with her blind mother, moving his hands all over her groin. I'll bet you anything she's going to be charged for violating this upstanding citizen's privacy. And he's probably going to be given security to protect him from the locals. But seriously, things are getting bad when women are the ones getting violent against migrants. Number three, this illegal truck driver did an illegal U-turn in Florida and ended a family of three in a minivan. And he looks like he doesn't care. To be fair though, he looks like he thinks it's kind of funny. The West is just an economic zone to them and nothing more. This will just fuel more racism. Millions of Indians are petitioning the government to have him released. He couldn't even read or write, yet he was still issued a commercial driver's license in corrupt California. Moving on, I agree that the final stage of healing is using what happened to you to help others. Being a victim of female nature and manipulation inspired me to make my YouTube channel 12 years ago now. In the end, it helped me make the manosphere go mainstream. And I'm still learning new horrific things about female nature even after all this time. Humans, for the most part, are just blindfolded apes, pushing buttons hoping that things work out well for us. Number five, this disgruntled mother says that she should have taken Plan B 17 years ago, because all her daughter is an alcoholic sleeping with boys and taking unclothed pics. Gee, I wonder who she learned it from. Certainly not her mother, of course. Her daughter's failure is on this woman letting YouTube and TikTok brain rot raise her kid. The rotten apple doesn't fall too far from the whore tree. Also, to me, it looks like there's no father in sight. Also, how does a 17-year-old get booze or take corn pictures without being arrested? Up next is another case of being cucked in Canada, with this man winning $5 million. But he didn't have a bank account, so his girlfriend put it in her bank account instead. And then she ended up running off with another man. She claims that money was a gift from him. Yeah, I'm sure it was. He ended up suing her. Also, the lottery corporation told him to give her the money because he didn't have proper ID for it. He's an idiot. Why didn't you just get an ID and bank account unless he was an illegal too? Number seven, this woman discovered her superpower, which is sex. She would manipulate her husband to go out and work harder by having sex with him. That's nothing new. Most guys are exactly like that. They're motivated after getting muff. She cracked the code, but the password was 1234. Another group of men which I'm in, which are the minority, chillax after sex and we lose all motivation. Ironically, we're more motivated when we're single and sex-free. Moving on, scientists have reconstructed what they think Adam might have looked like. What a coincidence. He looks a lot like John Spartan. But me saying that is blasphemy, and I've just been fined 1/2 credit from the verbal morality statute because of it. Only 7 or 8 more violations, and then I don't have to figure out how to use the 3 seashells. Now let's see them do Eve, or should I say Adrian? Number 9, does every single person really need to go through something that completely destroys them so they figure out who they are? Yes, and also so they figure out what they really want from life. If you go through pain that's worse than death itself, then you're more likely to be grateful for your life. Pain strips away the illusions and forces us to face the truth. The worst pain is often self-inflicted after we knew that our actions would cause it. Up next, the BBC is going into panic mode. Good, because 300,000 people have canceled their TV licenses. Aren't they a little bit too late to the party, though? I haven't watched television on a conventional television for at least 10 to 15 years. Oh no, how will the powers that don't want you to be bury the truth in the UK, now that people are watching their government-approved propaganda? This is probably why they're simultaneously trying to censor social media. Number 11, this woman wonders why people back into parking spots. Looks like someone failed her driving test and is pissed off about it. But by the looks of the word people, she also failed her spelling test as well. But I think the reason people don't back up into parking spots is because it takes more mental work to do so. I prefer the best of both worlds. I find parking spots that have another empty one in front of them. That way I'd never have to back up. Moving on, the UK tries to sue 4chan for breaking their Online Safety Act. They're going insane trying to go after companies that are in America where they have free speech. It's hilarious because the UK can't even control their own borders, but at the same time, they think they can control 4chan. That's how you know you're a clown world country. Here's the laugh Americans make when they watch people in Europe get arrested for social media posts. Number 13, Richard Cooper says that women love feminism because it's easier fighting an imaginary patriarchy than learning to cook, clean, and be pleasant to be around and thin. It's easier to complain about men than to take agency for their own actions for women. Taking agency is almost impossible. It's always somebody else's fault, and men are easy targets because we don't fight back. And we white knight and simp for women instead. Up next, this woman thinks she's prettier than thin women. Is she pretty? Yeah, she is pretty. Pretty easy to spot from orbits. You know what they say, that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But in this case, the beholder that finds her attractive needs to have his eyes checked. She kind of reminds me of a black Shrek for some reason. This is also probably the look that most people would make if they saw her in real life. We would make the face that Beaker makes. Number 15, someone says that this is their favorite photo of all time. This woman gives off Gillian Anderson's Scully energy from the mid-90s. I guess she's really fed up with the read-write errors on that floppy disk. I'm also sure that most of us would love to put our hard drives between her floppy disks. I wish I could go back to the time of good writing, no cultural enrichment, and dating back in the 90s. Life was so much better and easier back then. Moving on, once you get to a certain age, you're no longer impressed by a lot of stuff. Of course, because novelty wears off faster. You've seen or done most things. Another great thing is that at a certain age, you stop caring about all the bad things that could actually happen. Nuclear war and AI ending all of us kept me awake at night. Now I don't care because I've lived a full life and wouldn't regret the end. I still want to build a virtual sex system, but beyond that, nothing else really matters. Number 17, this Wayman says that it's cute splitting rent with a boyfriend who can't build without you. But she also says that's not love but soft labor. That's right, guys. Build without a woman in your life. You'll build wealth a lot faster and build more of it and keep it all to yourself and away from the Wayman. Also remember that if a woman has a problem with how much money you have, that's not love, or even lust. That's gold digger energy. Also, what the hell is even soft labor? Up next, this woman says it's cringy that one of her former high school teachers subscribes to her OF and commented on her pictures that they deserve an A+. You know what's even more cringy? That women on such a platform will do anything or say anything to get attention so that more people subscribe to their nudie pics. Even if this story were true, it's not the flex that she thinks it is. She probably thought he was creepy in the classroom if he existed, but now she doesn't hate him anymore because he paid her. Number 19, here's a story of a catfight where women beat up a girl and they're spared jail because of their young ages. Imagine if two men had done this. They probably would have gone away on assault charges and no one would have had sympathy for them regardless of their age. This is all part of the so-called sentencing gap between men and women. Women have a peace leave pass and helps them escape punishment in most situations. Now other women will do the same and get away with it. Moving on, this guy was told to date women in Russia because all the women there are attractive. So you date based on if you actually get along with them or not. What he forgot to mention is that the women in Russia are mostly gold diggers, and you'll get along with them better initially if you have more money. But over time their true colors come out and they eventually take their true form as a fridge-shaped babushka with a bad attitude. When they hit 35, their looks go away fast. Number 21, and speaking of Russia, here's the look that communists get on their face when they realize that the hammer and sickle represent labor. Everyone thinks they'll be working for the Central Committee, and not be in the fields, factories, or mines. They're useful idiots for the strongman communists at the top of the totem pole, but their idealism usually leads them to destruction, promoting communist ideology. Up next is the 80s, and what concert are these two going to? I say Guns N' Roses. Either that or to their local street corner for the night shift. You gotta keep Mr. Pimp happy. And if they are going to see a band, other possibilities include Bon Jovi, Whitesnake, and Poison. How about Twisted Sister and Motley Crue? So many possibilities. You might think that their tall hair is awful, but back in the 80s at least they were willing to try something new. Number 23, here's an idea crazy enough that the boomers might actually vote for it. Abby here says why not fund the welfare state with a 100% inheritance tax? Sure, as each boomer passes away, what little money they still have left will go towards paying Social Security and Medicare for the remaining boomers, and they can give their collective finger to coming generations. Also, before you ask, yes, she is. A communist, I mean. What did you think I meant? Moving on, this Wayman says not to have sex with your partner too much in marriage. because it cheapens the value of it. Save it for an anniversary or birthday. Looks to me like someone isn't attracted to her man and is just using him for beta bucks. And the rest of the time Chad Roan is busting a nut in her. I hope her guy reads this and gets out of the relationship. And until he does, hopefully he's banging his secretary if she hasn't been replaced by AI yet. Number 25 and the last one, here's the difference between when a woman is single versus when she's in a relationship. Looks like this one's sporting a fupa now. If women want to respect their men, then they need to stay skinny unless maybe he likes them fat. And no, I'm not being an a-hole, and no, she's not pregnant in that second photo. She just looks that way. Getting fat is bad for everyone except the cardiologists and oncologists. So that's it for another Memes of the Week. Please give this video a like to push it up in the algorithm and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoy this series and want me to keep making it, then donate at the PayPal Subscribestar links. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.